Sorry about that, guys. Apparently when I changed scenes, the mic wasn't added, so I don't even know how long we went without mic. The mic's working now. Sorry about that.
Oh.
That was my fault. Yeah, I had it all set up before, but then with installing this new mic, I try to get this stuff set up in advance, but when I have technical difficulties, you know, we run into issues like this.
Metroidvanias. Planet Zebus. You know what I like about this game a lot is it has suspenseful music. Like the music goes great with the area that we're in. You know, it's all foggy and it's all misty.
Yeah, Red Dwarf, it is, man. Are we saving or killing the animals? I would say save them. It's always a nice little secret to get.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about being evil. Yeah, sure, we'll save them tonight. I always save the animals. I saved the animals earlier today. That's the way to always play to always play this game. Save the animals.
There is a theory someone has that by saving the animals, it causes all the problems in the future Metroid games. And the animals are secretly evil. Or they carry some kind of bacteria or something that
the animals
that appears in Metroid Fusion.
Yeah. Well, how the hell did they get into Metroid Fusion? They all robbed a spaceship or something?
Yeah, we don't need to go there. I'm not really much of a theorist when it comes to like old video game stories and whatnot. I just like to play the games and look at them and listen to them and enjoy them.
Animals taking over the universe. Alright, now we're actually in the game right now. Some action happening.
So talk, Brandon. What do you got to say about some Super Metroid, man? I think they didn't even hear the intro to the stream. And I was thinking about that right now, and I feel really awful because I don't like posting stuff that's. I mean, I can get lazy, but if it's lazy to the point where like not even the intro came out, then I feel really awful, and I kind of just want to start over from scratch. But we're not going to.
Well, we'll do a recap. How about that?
A recap on what?
Alright, so in the beginning of the game, you started off in Sarah Station.
Okay, no one cares about that, Brandon.
No
Just
one
talk about
Yeah.
how's life, Brandon. How's life treating you? What's Brandon doing these days? I don't care about game story, where we're coming from, or
Game story. Alright. Oh, I'm doing good. Got electronic drum kit. Been playing that a lot.
Are you gonna do some Super Metroid cover tunes? You did a Tales of Destiny cover theme.
Super Metroid would be awesome to do.
What tune in this game would you cover if you had to do a Super Metroid cover? Or would you do like a medley?
I would actually, if I had to do a cover, I probably would do the Ridley's music in his
Really? Okay.
in his level.
For me, it would be Brinstar.
Oh, Brinstar.
That's my favorite tune in the game.
Brinstar would be a great one.
It's a good like starter tune, like energetic. You know, kind of like gets you in that mood.
Well, the bass line's cool. It's funky. Funky. I like funky tunes. Oh, 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 oh.
Miku, I do have my monster drink, yes.
Like a monster. Oh, you do. 0 sugar, 0 calorie. You come prepared. You come prepared.
Well, with how little sleep I often get on Thursdays before the stream, it's almost like mandatory now. Like today especially, I didn't sleep well at all. I feel kind of awful right now, actually. And then I went over to Mom's house to pick up packages, and she was in an awful mood, and that put me in an awful mood. And then the technical difficulties put me in a further awful mood. So now I need that jolt. Even though I know I'm not going to really feel a jolt, I just feel like it helps me.
Well, at least...
I don't know, maybe it's just a placebo and it's all in my head. But I don't know. It's just a habit I've been in since I've been doing these weekly streams. MD Mister says he would cover the Meridia theme.
Oh, Meridia is a really good one too. I really enjoy the Meridia one. Actually, probably the Meridia, Ridley, and Brinstar would be. Well, see, there's a couple different Meridia songs, but when we get to Meridia itself, I'll go ahead and I'll play you or point out.
So this is the tune I would have covered.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I love this one.
I love the bass line. The bass line's awesome. It's groovy. Dun 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 dun. I made a mistake earlier today. Auto map. Don't really need that. Because we've beaten
Yes,
the
like, I
game
mean, like the map
so
rooms are
much.
just kind of like there for percentage points or to help new players that need it.
Yeah, actually, I don't think that really adds to your percentage score. I think your
You sure? I figure like every single room probably did.
No, it's all based off item count.
Really?
Yeah.
Not map count at all?
No, because
That's odd.
earlier I ran through the whole game, kind of BS'd on items, and I got like 75% items. But I missed a lot of items, but almost got all the energy tanks, but...
Yeah, but did you get all the rooms?
No.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. That sounds like kind of shady to me that rooms wouldn't count into the percentage. I mean, maybe it doesn't, but... Maybe I'm just used to Symphony of the Night where it does.
Yes, yeah, Symphony of the Night is an all-around percentage. Rooms. Actually, yes, Symphony of the Night's based off of only rooms. I don't think any items really include into that. It's all like map coverage.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't want to say, one way or another, because I don't know for sure, but...
It's like Donkey Kong Country is all based off of a bonus level. But yeah, they'll give me something to look into, and I'll have an answer soon.
Yeah, you might be right, Sleeves. Oh yeah, the charge beam.
Oh, the charging is great.
You gonna get some items early with the wall jump?
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna try to get the wave beam early. Actually, we can get one early right now. It's a missile
Yeah, I was
pad.
gonna say go up top. Isn't that an energy tank or is it just a missile? I think it's just a missile,
I think
right?
it's just a missile. Yeah. Actually, there's a couple of things you can do early with this.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas and a couple things in Brinstar you can access early.
Actually, even getting to the bosses a lot quicker too. Like for Meridia, earlier today I found like a simple, easy way to get to Dragon in like 10 minutes, but I bypassed all the items because it just took a lot of time, you know. But there's a lot of good secrets in this game that'll make you go, whoa. And a couple uncommon ones also.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like about this game is like you've got that flexibility to just skip parts or take shortcuts. You wanna... What's over at the left? Is that like a missile power up?
Oh, the save point.
You're not gonna save it?
Usually...
I mean, we're not going for speed. I mean, so you should probably just take it safe when you see a save point.
Alright.
I mean, I do want to have this done in 3 hours, you know, and I'm sure we will.
Oh, yeah.
But
Just try and get a lot of leeway time, so then if at the end if we wanted to get items, you know, we could, and... And what's really cool about each boss in this game, or mini-boss and boss, is that they always shoot out their torpedoes or whatever they shoot out. And then you collect power-ups and health and everything.
Tony wants to know if you're going to do the quick kill on the Meridia boss.
Oh, absolutely will. Absolutely will. I love the quick kill with the grapple hook.
I didn't even know there was a quick kill until you showed it to me. Because, like, I don't watch a lot of speedruns and stuff like that. And I don't really watch playthroughs of games. I just do the playing through myself, and I just never knew about it. And then you showed it to me, I was like, huh.
Like, wow.
That's interesting.
Well, years
Never knew
ago,
that.
years ago in Nintendo Power, they would always advertise that.
Oh, okay.
And then I was always so curious about it, and I was on YouTube 7 or 8 years ago checking it out, and I was like, hey, this is cool.
Sleeves, I think the only difference is, like, you see Samus unclothed, or not unclothed, but, like, unarmored.
Oh, for the...
Unarmored, is that the right term? I don't know.
Like the bikini one?
Yeah. Well, she's got one where she takes her helmet off, right?
Yeah.
And then she's got one where her whole suit is off.
Yeah, if you,
I don't know what the time or item requirements are. I guess there is no item requirement for that, right? It's just time.
It's just 3 hours time. If it's a little bit over, I think if it's over 3 hours, she's got her helmet taken off. But if it's, I think, more than 4 hours, she doesn't take off her helmet.
Yeah.
But if it's under 3 hours, and you see her in a bikini.
Space bikini.
All right.
By the way, if that ending is anything to go by, Samus is officially the only human that can breathe in space without a helmet on.
Oh yeah. She's that hardcore.
She's not human.
She's alien. She was made by the animals.
Yeah, he knows how to do it, Tony. I've never been able to pull it off. Although honestly, I've never really tried.
Oh,
I could probably pull it off if I knew how to do it.
That's actually very, very hard to do. Actually, there's a lot of things in this game that are very challenging to do. I can't
When
do.
Super Metroid came out, yeah, I think the I think the cat was out of the bag by the time Super Metroid came out. But in the first Metroid, it took a little while for people to know that Samus was a chick. It was kind of a big deal back then because you didn't really have female protagonists in games. Not very often. I mean, there's a couple like Athena. I mean, little weird cutesy games. But Metroid, hey, you had no idea until you either beat the game or you use like the Justin Bailey code. You gonna go up top?
Yeah. Actually, back when I was younger, I thought Samus's name was Justin Bailey. I thought it was a dude for a second until I played this game, and it's like, nope, it's a girl. I like these little guys. They blow up and little spikes shoot out.
Yeah, the animation is so good in this game too. Like Samus's walking and running animations.
I like how the flow in each environment kind of has their own, like little area, you know. Well, you know.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Brandon.
It is a new area, but like every environment kind of has its own little entity,
the way you're
you know?
explaining it, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I understand. The game has really good flow. Like the way they just linked every area together, it just feels natural, and every area also feels distinct at the same time. Yet it seems to flow together well. They just did a phenomenal job with this game.
Phaser.
Mazer.
Laser.
A game on 3DO that's not very good.
Oh, really?
Yep.
A Mazer?
Mm-hmm.
Mazer.
It's made by American Laser Games.
American Mazer Games.
Was it American Laser Games? I thought that's what it was. They were the guys that made like Mad Dog McCree and stuff like that.
Oh, Mad Dog McCree.
But then they made this game on 3DO called Mazer, which was a top-down arcade-style shooter. It looks really cool, but it runs at a horrible frame rate, and it's hard as balls, like a midway arcade game from the time period.
And Mad Dog McCree, wasn't that one of those games where you had to point and click and...
Yeah, I never thought you guys would be hearing about Mad Dog McCree in a Super Metroid playthrough, huh? Internet first right there, guys.
Mad Dog McCree, wow. I think I actually beat Mad Dog McCree. Or maybe I haven't. I don't know. Nah, I'll have to check it out later on and see if it's the right game.
There you go, Miku. Those squeaks were just for you.
Look, we could jump high. Woo! I wish I had high jump boots. Imagine how much higher I could jump.
In VR, you too could jump high. You could jump over that hobo you see walking back home every day.
For the past like 2 weeks or more. It's like some hobo. It's like it's actually pretty crazy, I think.
I think it's kind of wrong to even start making fun of it, because like, what if you're in that situation where like you can't afford a place to live? What are you gonna do, right? Especially if like your family's toast, and who do you got to go to? No one. You got to sleep out on the bench in front of giant food.
Yeah,
but I still think it would make for a really fun VR simulator. What's scarier, the dark or a hobo? When you put on the VR headset and you walk down a street and you got a choice of walking in. No, it's what's more scary, the dark or walking by a hobo in daylight? And you walk past the hobo in the VR headset and it just like staring at you like
gonna ask you for money.
and you feel like he's gonna jump out like it's a horror game. He's gonna grab your hands and say, "Do you have $1, sir?" And then he's gonna turn into
like a ghost.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty freaky.
Hey Wayne, how's it going, man?
Hey Wayne.
No streams this week, Wayne? I take it it's still hot up in Washington.
Yeah, this guy's huge.
Hobo Jump Scare VR does not sound any stupider than half the games I've seen on Steam. We need to make it happen, guys.
Well, earlier you were saying something about like a burger zombie game.
Oh yeah, one of my viewers on Twitch sent me a message earlier this week saying there's a game called Dead Hungry, and you're in like a burger shack having to flip burgers for zombies. And you're like grabbing like tomatoes and ketchup and cheese and trying to slap them on the burger as fast as possible and throw them at the zombies. Imagine like the old beer tossing game Tapper.
Oh wow, yeah.
But instead you're like making burgers. So the reason we're talking about this is that I got a VR headset last week, and so it's been on my mind. And but yeah, it looks like it's a really fun game. So I kind of want to check it out. But VR games aren't horribly cheap. They're all like 20, 30, 40 bucks. So, you know, I have to kind of buy them slowly.
So if you don't make the burgers, the zombies are gonna eat you?
I think so. Yeah.
You get an angry zombie coming up to you. Go, 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 go.
Hey, MT Shark, glad to have you back, man. We are back in action. Technical difficulty free. Sort of. Oh, you streamed Sunday? Oh. It must have been late when I wasn't looking at Twitch. I activated email notifications, Wayne, for when you go live, just because I have such a hard time finding when you go live. So I think you're the only one that's gonna have email notifications sent to me when you when you go live.
I have email notifications for you.
Nice, thanks, Brandon.
Because usually every Thursday I'll get home when I'm not on vacation. You know, I'll buy a beer from work and get off and just have a beer and steak and potatoes or whatever. And
well, that's good. People in chat like having you hanging out. I like having you hanging out. Just like you like grabbing E-tanks and blowing little bugs off of you.
And getting my head stuck in the wall. That would hurt. You know, these headphones are pretty good with
Wayne, you could try running MAME in like windowed mode or something, and then just do like a display capture, so it captures your whole desktop. And if that doesn't work, try a window capture, and then if you're going full screen, you can try a game capture. Is this 100% playthrough? No.
No.
I mean, we're gonna go through the whole game, but we're not gonna get like every single item. And
actually, to tell you the truth, I don't know if I'd be able to do 100% one because I kind of don't know where all the items are.
For shame, Brandon.
I would have to kind of.
All right, guys, stream's over. Brandon's not as good at Super Metroid as he made it out to be. So, all right, we'll see you next Thursday.
maybe at the most 98%.
Yeah, right. I don't care, man.
But if we need help finding any items, we can just YouTube it. Oh yeah. And this would be a good spot to save it up here.
The squeak of shame.
99.6, maybe 99.9%.
Yeah, Wayne, the game captures the full screen capture, and it's a little, I don't know, it's iffy. It varies from program to program, and so I don't necessarily think it's like OBS's fault. I don't know. But yeah, just do the display capture. I mean, your system's powerful enough to where it's probably not going to matter. And then just stretch it out in OBS so it looks like it's full screen for the viewer. Yeah, we know, Tyler. We know. We know. We know.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good show. Oh! A while back, he used to do this Hank Hill impression.
No.
No? Not on stream? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to come in on Saturday to play some Super Metroid. And yeah, you know, why don't you come in on Sunday too while you're at it? Yeah, that'd be great.
That was a good movie.
That was a fun movie.
Office
actually.
Space. The Red Stapler. It wasn't until I watched the movie and finally caught on to that whole red stapler thing.
Yeah, Wayne, Darius 2 is a really, really hard game. And it's one of those games where if you don't remain fully powered up, if you die, you might as well just start over.
Isn't that hard of a game? Wow, that's
yeah.
that's pretty
I mean, yeah. I mean that's quote unquote hard, but it's also kind of unfair in my book. I mean, shooters are usually unfair to a degree, but when you're that unfair to where you have to just restart completely because you died once, like that's just.
Well, like I was playing.
There's no like no scaling of like the difficulty.
Oh, I messed it up. We gotta go back and do it.
Or at least there's no scaling of the difficulty in the reverse direction, which sucks. Like in some shooters, if you die, less enemies will appear, or they'll start shooting less bullets. And I don't think it does that in Darius 2. Well, that makes sense, Tony, because R-Type is a really hard game. That's a different kind of hard, but still really, really, really hard.
I've never beaten any R-Type game. I just watch you play R-Type a lot. Come on, roll over, man.
There you go.
There you go. Metroid with style.
I mean, R-Type, you can recover from any point. You know, yeah, it's a checkpoint-based game, but you can recover from any point if you know the game well enough. But a game like Gradius 3 Arcade or Darius 2, it's pretty much impossible to recover once you die, which is really awful.
Ikaruga's a hard one to play.
Wayne, you mean Carrier Air Wing, right? That was the actual sequel to UN Squadron. What was that, Brandon?
Ikaruga.
What about Ikaruga?
I was never able to get. I was never able to get really good at that game. That's a pretty hard game to play.
Speaking of Ikaruga, I just got it last week for the GameCube.
I have a Ikaruga on the Xbox Live. My Xbox Live.
Sleeves, I like R-Type Final a lot. I actually have that right next to me too. You guys can't see it, but I'm holding it.
Yeah.
And it goes right next to my Gradius 5 and Raiden 3 and Gradius 3 and 4. Yeah, no, I like R-Type Final. I still haven't finished it, but I've gotten to either the last level or the second to last level. It's a really tough game. You know, I finally finished R-Type 3 for the first time, so my next goal is to try to finish R-Type 2 for the first time, and then I'll probably try to move on to R-Type Final.
R-Type Final.
Hey, Christopher. Yeah, I mean, Ikaruga's a tough game, but it's one of those games that once you've got it memorized, you can destroy it.
Hmm. I just need to play more of it then, that's all.
What I think about Ikaruga is that it's disorienting because you've got that color switching mechanic, and it gets very disorienting. That's the hardest. That's the hard part about Ikaruga. And then there's learning the levels. So you've got to overcome this high learning curve just to get used to the game, and then you've got to learn the levels like any normal shooter. So yeah, we actually played Radiant Silvergun on Twitch last Saturday.
Oh, Radiant Silvergun's a great game. I love that game, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite shooter. I could play that any day.
I could play Gigawing 2 any day, too. I love Gigawing 2. I was actually playing some a couple days ago.
Yeah, Tony, you just got to keep learning R-Type, man. I mean, R-Type's second to last level is insanely difficult. But I mean, those types of games, you have to learn from your mistakes, and if you're not very good at doing that, then you're going to always have a hard time with them. Yeah, I never came anywhere close to unlocking all the stuff in R-Type Final. I mean, for one, I never finished the game, but two, like, there's so much stuff to unlock in that game. And unfortunately, I don't have my original save data. I wish I kept my original memory cards from, like, PS1 and PS2, you know? Because then I'd just be able to continue the save data that I started with 14 years ago, you know?
Man, I probably had my PS2 memory card for I don't know how many years, man. Probably at least since I got the since I had that memory card.
I remade a bunch of stuff. I mean, they also made like Gun Force 2, In the Hunt, stuff like that. Image Fight, X Multiply. I mean, I think Kung Fu Master and the R-Type series were ultimately like what they were best known for, at least to me. You alright?
Yeah, I thought I heard someone walking up the steps. The vibrations on the floor and everything.
There's a ghost in here.
They want to watch. They want to watch Super Metroid. Metroid fail.
Yeah, Image Fight NES was pretty mediocre, but the arcade version's decent. Yep, Metal Storm.
Metal Storm's a good one.
I don't really know if it's a hidden gem anymore. You know, that was one of the earliest games Happy Video Game Nerd did. Jeff, man. Where are all these rabid weasels coming from? Thanks, Jeff, man. He just donated $10.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Jeff.
Always good to see you, man. I know I say that every time you're in here, but I mean it. I'm beating with all my heart.
This controller feels nice. Wow, you can actually do stuff with it. Nice. My controller guy got in my house. So
well, it's expensive because it's an uncommon game, and then everyone became aware of it, you know, 10 years ago. So it's had 10 years to go up in price, and but seriously, it doesn't even matter. Like, just I don't know, if you're gonna buy games that expensive, just buy a flash card. If you buy a flash card to play games like that, like, you won't worry about the prices going up. Or you can at least wait until the prices come down, and you can still enjoy the game in the meantime.
Price is right. But I guess not.
Right on, Jeff. Well, thanks for stopping in, dude. And thank you once again for your Super Chat donation. Peace out, Boston Market! That's what he calls me sometimes.
Hey, Boston Market's awesome. I like Boston Market. Good chicken. I can go for Boston Market anytime.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually try to beat Metal Storm for the first time. It's a tough game. I had it back in the day. I never finished it. Yeah, but you guys are gonna facepalm. I think I paid $5 for Metal Storm the first time I owned it. Actually, it was probably more like $2 or $3.
Well, that's actually a good deal.
Yeah, especially if it's going for $100 now.
Well, that's it. Oh, well, yeah, it's a better deal. I mean, yeah, for $3. I mean, hell, I mean.
I was collecting when stuff was actually reasonably priced, and the expensive games were like Radiant Silvergun, Dracula X Rondo of Blood. Remember when Final Fantasy III was considered expensive at like $50 or $60?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, Sleeves, and I like that. You know, R-Type is the same way on, you know, many of its ports of, well, some of the ports of R-Type, like on PC Engine, are the same way. Unlimited continues. The satisfying thing about games like that is getting good enough to be able to go through them without continuing. You know, having that rush of just going through the whole game successfully in one swoop is always a good feeling. To get to that point, though, it can take a long time.
It actually feels nice playing games on the streams with you. Like games that I'm really familiar with.
Oh yeah, I like having you on playing games, man. I like you participating on my channel with me. People like you guesting. They love having you. It's
like only certain games that I know that I could play like really well.
Like better than me. Like, all right, Brandon and Austin, head to head, in Ninja Gaiden.
No, I would automatically lose in that one.
He's like, I'd automatically lose.
Like the win automatically.
What about
goes to
Brandon and Austin, head to head deathmatch in Doom?
or Goldeneye.
Or Quake?
Yeah, I would lose in that one too.
You would lose on that one too.
How about a Brandon and Austin head-to-head challenge in Mega Man X3? All right, power.
But yeah, I was gonna say that people kept asking me, like, when's Brandon coming back for another video? I'm just like, when Brandon wants to. I keep bugging him. I mean, we've been talking about GoldenEye for a while. We need to make that happen. I mean, if not a dedicated Let's Play, we can just do another live stream, kind of like we're doing right now.
GoldenEye is fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
I like watching you play that game because I suck at it. Well, I'm good at multiplayer, but I suck at the single player.
Oh, multiplayer is fun. Is really funny, man. You get crouch down and spin around in circles. It's funny. It's the scene the opposite. Seem like it's the second player. I should have bought this game back when I was still living here in this apartment on the SNES for the actually it's a Japanese Famicom one for $30 I had at Starland that one time.
Which one?
Super Metroid.
Oh yeah.
That was a while ago though, but
Yeah, they might still have one. Japanese Super Metroid is not very expensive. And the great thing is, I think you can still play it in English, right?
Yeah.
Just like the North American one.
I think they did like some kind of like dual release for it, because in this one you could do your English settings or Japanese settings,
And that was good of them to do that. They could just release them both at the same time.
That's like the sound of glory. It's like when you hear that sound, you know, like, oh, the weight, so it's kind of...
Yeah, they don't have the Japanese one. It looks like they jacked it up in price. That sucks. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper on eBay. They want $47 for a cart only. Yeah, I'm gonna go search on eBay. I'm pretty sure I saw a copy on eBay that was super cheap. Those micro switches are coming from my keyboard. As I look on eBay.
$28.
Yeah, it looks like the cheapest cart only on eBay is $28 after shipping. But I mean, you could probably get one cheaper through auction, through an auction. Hey, Leonardo. Sleeves, yeah, it's pretty much just original cart and virtual console. That's it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Miko, you can. I mean, the Japanese... Yeah, no. Yeah, the Japanese version has... It's the same thing, right? There's like no difference.
Yeah.
You just...
It's the same thing. Oh, while we're here, we'll wall jump with our buddies, and we'll get the almost had it. Yeah, you got the. I just noticed that all the animals are scattered across the whole game. Like you got the little minions that are kind of wall jumping there, and you got the ostrich looking one beneath there. Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's my keyboard.
The keyboard from Doom.
Do I need to bring the keyboard closer to the mic so you can hear it clearer? It's micro switches on my keyboard. Brandon's playing and I'm typing. I'm not playing and typing at the same time. There is a second person here who might have the controller.
Well, that's a pretty good skill if you could play and type at the same time. Have like 4 arms, you know.
I do type quickly, yes. I mean, I sit at a computer for, you know, 95% of my day, so... You know, this is gonna actually be kind of funny to some of you guys. One of my pinball friends just posted something on Facebook. I'm not really feeling the idea that people watch other people stream video games. Isn't that like waiting for your turn to play, but it never comes? And here I've been like streaming video games for 2.5 years, and that doesn't count playing games for YouTube since 2009. It's like the concept's not new anymore. People, come on. People do it because they enjoy it. They watch because they enjoy watching. I feel like live streaming in particular, it's about more so interacting with the streamer and like myself interacting with you guys. I mean, I know on YouTube and Twitch with the live stream, we have so many good conversations that
and plus
wouldn't be had otherwise.
Plus, I get to witness a cool game being played that they haven't beat before, you know?
Leonardo, I had a silent keyboard, and I like the loud, clicky keyboard way more. I love this keyboard. I wish I bought one sooner. It's a Razer Ornata, and it's the same one that I bought you for your birthday. How are you liking your keyboard?
Oh, dude, I love it.
It's awesome. I thought you would like it a lot. Yeah.
It feels great when typing.
Yeah.
It's like my typing accuracy is a lot better now. Because my other keyboard is really flat, and you kind of have to develop.
And hey, check this out. If you know, a troll can hear in advance if I'm about to ban him, because he'll hear a bunch of keys on the keyboard going, and then he'll get booted from the chat. It'll be like the biggest FU. You can just jump straight up. Yeah, those high jump boots are really high.
I wish I could jump that high.
Your high jump boots don't go that high in the first Metroid.
Nah, they go like maybe a couple feet. They should be called 2 feet.
Hey, Ryan, Sea Snake, man.
Two.
Ryan's in the chat, man.
Hey, Ryan.
What's going on, dude? I don't see you on YouTube very much. He usually stops by on Twitch like Friday or Saturday. He works the overnight shift now, kind of like almost on the same schedule as me. Just he works an extra day. Thanks, Red Dwarf. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to watch people play games. I mean, for me, it's not really... I don't actually really watch Let's Plays personally, because I'm the one doing the playing. I'd rather play than watch someone else play, but live streaming is different, because for me, it's about the interaction with the streamer, and I don't really get into live streams where the streamer's not interactive with his audience. If I say stuff and he never responds, I lose interest and I go somewhere else, basically. Or I just stop watching streaming altogether. So for me, live streaming is all about the interaction, and without that, there's just not much point. Now, you know, I will have live streams up sometimes, or YouTube videos, just as background noise. I have done it, you know, I'll just leave it on in the background when I go to sleep. You know, it's just movement in the background, like people fall asleep with their TV on. It's the same kind of thing. Or if I'm playing my pinball machines, maybe I'll have one of the streamers on in the background. But if I'm like sitting down and I'm just entirely focused on watching the stream, they need to be a streamer that's interactive. Like if I'm on like Wayne's chat, like we're always just going back and forth, you know, and that's just why I love watching Wayne's stream, you know. So. And I had no idea the secret existed, by the way, so thanks for showing that, Brandon.
Actually, you showed me the secret many years ago. You found it before me, so...
Okay,
So
I'll take your word for that. I mean, it was probably, by many years ago, you're probably talking 20 years ago, and I totally forgot. So...
Yeah, thank Austin in the past.
Yeah, I hear you, Sleeves. Well, I don't think you have to worry about me getting massively popular, so... But, I mean, with, like, YouTubers, it's one thing. I still watch a lot of big YouTubers because it's not so much about the interaction on YouTube videos, per se. Like, I understand, like, them having to deal with hundreds or thousands of comments. Yeah, when it comes to live streaming, I have to have that interaction. Otherwise, I don't know. That's the experience for me with live streaming. So, and that's what's great about live streaming video games is there is lots of interaction. And I was, you know, it's funny. Like we get on these topics, and a lot of times I'm already on like a similar train of thought. Like when I was coming home from work this morning, I was just thinking about like how many great conversations we've had. And how many things, video game-wise, I have discovered thanks to streaming. YouTube as well, but more so streaming because, you know, with streaming, we're actively going back and forth on the fly. We talk about... There's so much more information divulged in my live streams than, you know, in, like, YouTube comments. And, so much stuff I've learned about on stream, thanks to all you folks out there. And, you know, without the live stream, I wouldn't know as much as I do now, and I wouldn't have as much. I wouldn't have as many tools to make, you know, higher quality gameplay videos for you guys. You know, if I wasn't doing streaming, the upscaler probably wouldn't have even been a factor, and I probably never would have gotten into RGB or anything like that. So.
Oh, that just went the wrong way. Oh, here it is. Huh. The sound of the elevator going down.
Thanks, Sleeves. Yeah, I probably should, I'm on YouTube. I probably shouldn't talk about any of that stuff, but I don't know. There are a couple of, bigger YouTubers that do, live gameplays and stuff like that that I have a hard time watching. But I don't know. If people watch them, I think that's cool. I will admit that I do have a hard time watching people play games when they're not as good as a game as me. So if I watch someone go and play like Ninja Gaiden and they're horrible at it, I'm like, oh, this is painful to watch. I can't watch this. Even if they're like really good people, I can't do it. It's just so hard.
I've seen some pretty hard Super Metroid streams.
It's different when it's a live stream because, again, if they're interactive, then it doesn't. I don't care if they're good or not. Like, Wayne sucks at a lot of games he plays. Sorry, Wayne. But like, it was kind of painful watching Wayne play Mega Man 3 a few weeks ago. But Wayne's fucking awesome. And oops, I dropped an F-bomb. Sorry, guys. I try not to on my YouTube streams, but he well,
to be honest,
he's a good dude, and I love just hanging out and chatting with him on stream. So,
well, to be honest with you, if I was to stream Mega Man 3, I would probably want to do a whole lot better because I suck at that game too. That game's hard as hell, man.
But especially if I have to watch a streamer that doesn't really interact with the stream and also sucks at the game, yeah, I can't watch that at all. That's not kosher for me. It's all about the pizza and the beer.
Or the cheeseburgers. Crockermeyer. Remember years ago, man, this boss used to kick my ass, man.
Yeah, a lot of you guys have asked about some kind of like little community or something. I mean, the only thing I have right now is just my Facebook page. But I could try to set up a Discord. I mean, like I said, I think we were talking about it last week, and I don't know if I would personally use it, which is why I haven't done it. I don't like setting up things I know that are just going to be ghost towns. You know, I've had websites in the past, I've had, different social media accounts that have never gotten used, and I figured if I'm not going to put, the effort into it, then don't do it. But if you guys think you would hang out, I can try to set up like Discord or something. That seems to be the popular one. Yeah, this is a cool boss. I think that actually scared me the first time I got to it when I was a kid. When he pops back up like a zombie, basically. And you're like,
Well, yeah, back in the day, like, when he came back in that form, I thought you had to beat him again. And I was,
Yeah, same here.
Being, like, at the time not being as good.
You were only like 7 years old.
Man, I remember...
you were like 8 years old when this game came out.
Remember,
7 or 8. You were young.
We had like a 2-hour delay opening in like elementary school. I was in 2nd grade, and I beat Dragon from the very first time, and I was like super, super happy. And I was like, yeah! And I remember like walking up to you and being like, hey dude, I beat Dragon, and you're like, dude, I like beat the game like a month ago. But it's just like when I beat Final Fantasy VII for my very first time 2 years ago. It was like, you know, my first RPG I've ever beat by myself at the time, you know. 'Cause I used to ask for a lot of help from a lot of people, you know.
Well, you used to not be very good at action games, and I think that's why you flocked to RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
You would always play RPGs all the time when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Now you play more of like a mix of things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and play them successfully. I mean, like, you don't need the help in action games these days.
Nah.
You know, back in the, as a kid, though, you were like, you had trouble with a lot of games. But now he rocks it like a boss. It's okay, Brandon. We can't all be good at Ninja Gaiden at 8 years old.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard game. Ninja Gaiden's a tough game. Wait, you were like 3 years old, what, beating Mario Brothers or something like that, or
no,
Zelda
it was
or something?
It was like 5 or 6. I was in my first year of kindergarten when I beat that game.
Wow, first year of kindergarten. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty impressive. Remember Astyanax? I love Astyanax. But,
I like Astyanax too.
Of course, I would beat a game on with the cheat codes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not that hard of a game when you know what to do.
That was a fun game to play, man. Astyanax. Such a killer name. Astyanax.
Cursed Twitch voice. Hey, yeah, no, I'll definitely set up a Discord. Like I said, I don't know how often I would, I mean, I would most certainly stop in, but I don't know how active I would be. For those of you guys that, you know, want to check out the Facebook page, I'll post a link to it. Yeah, I like Abadox a lot. I've got a Let's Play of it on my channel. I'm gonna do a updated Let's Play of it soon. Hey, Zanctum, how are you doing?
Hey,
yeah, so Brandon, my brother Brandon is actually, for those of you guys just stopping in, Brandon has joined me for this stream, and so he's the one that's actually playing tonight. I'm just kind of just sitting here and enjoying my brother's presence.
That's right.
And the awesome Super Metroid soundtrack. We both have headphones on, so we can both hear the game.
Oh, the game sounds great with these headphones. Well, I think cheap headphones, right?
Oh god, Shatterhand has such a goofy box cover. It's such an awesome game, though. We're actually... I mean, my statement can actually be applied to both sleeves, because I have Let's Plays of both Abadox and Astyanax, but I'm going to redo both. Probably about 85% of my Let's Plays were done before I got the FrameMeister and RGB, so there's going to be a lot of Let's Plays that are going to be redone over the coming years. Yeah, the Arcade Astyanax is a cool game. It's very, very challenging, though. Yeah, Brandon does sound pretty different. Miku says that you sound quite different in contrast compared to me, like vocal-wise.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's some,
Yeah, the NES Astyanax is like a totally different game, you know, which I kind of like that it's different. It's a fun game. See, Asking Next to me is almost kind of like a hidden gem. Like, it's not a rare game, but it's one that, like, nobody ever talks about. But it is a solid game. I've seen some of the bigger speedrunner streamers pick it up on Twitch, which is pretty cool. Hey, Larry G. Do I have lag with the FrameMeister? Yeah, there's a couple frames of lag. There's definitely a couple frames of lag, but it's small enough to where like you don't really notice it much. So, you know, it's worth the it's a worthwhile sacrifice for like the super insanely crisp visuals you get upscaled. What I am gonna do though is I just recently got a RGB pass-through cable. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be able to play these games on the PVM before it even hits the FrameMeister. So then I won't even have to worry about FrameMeister upscale lag. Leonardo, no, you would have to chat to me on my Twitch channel when I go live on Twitch. So we're streaming from my YouTube channel right now, which is not totally unrelated to Twitch, but you know, later on in the weekend I will be going live on Twitch, and if you follow me there, you can chat there. Yeah, NES Aston X has really large sprites, which is nice. Yeah, Faxanity is a pretty cool game. We streamed it on Monday, actually, when I got home from work. And so what I'm going to do is probably in the next week or two do a Faxanity stream on YouTube.
Oh, definitely let me know when that'll be up. I love that game, man. Faxanity. That's actually one game I'd never beaten before, Faxanady.
It's a hard game.
Yes, it's a very hard game.
Yeah.
It's a tough game.
Go to the bottom left, Brandon. Let's show the people what's in this room.
What's behind?
What's behind door number 3? Oh, that's it.
Yep. That's why I never bothered.
That's still a good door.
Yeah.
I mean, full energy. I wasn't going to, Sleeves, but I kind of want to do a Let's Play Robo Recall, so you guys will probably see that sometime.
Oh, that's a fun game to play.
Yeah, Brandon tried VR for the first time last weekend.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't understand what's hard about it, Tony. It's a box that has HDMI out. It goes to your TV. It's about as hard as hooking up an Xbox One or a PS4. And it's got video inputs on it. You know what you do? You plug your game console into the FrameMeister. Like you're plugging your console into a television. Again, not that hard, man. So, and yes, it will work with anything that has video cables. So yes, it'll work with your Super Retro Trio. Hopefully your Retro Trio has S-Video, because Composite doesn't really look that good through the FrameMeister, although it will look better than hooking Composite straight into your HD display.
We are heading to the wrecked ship. Alright.
Did I say Tony? I meant Andy. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. Thought I said Andy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Leo. I mean, it depends on the area. I mean, like in my state, I live in Virginia. Like, the northern part of Virginia, you don't usually hear people with, you know, accents, specific, you know, distinguished accents. But you go about a half an hour south, you start hearing people with like a distinctly southern accent.
Like West
in
Virginia.
Florida, I don't know if you... I don't live in Florida, so I can't really tell you, honestly. But I know people in, like, the higher parts of New York don't really have accents. But you go to, like, New York City, maybe you obviously hear it more often. It all depends on what part of the state you're in. States in the United States are large, so I mean, states for us are like countries for like some people in Europe. So
that's true.
The United States is a large country. But I mean, like, I know people in Florida and they certainly don't have like southern accents. But I can imagine there are people in Florida that do. It just depends on where you are. Andy, alright. So the FrameMeister has multiple inputs, Andy. It's got component, it's got composite, it's got S-video, and it's got an RGB port. Actually, it also has HDMI. So if you have an HDMI device, like an Xbox 360, where a lot of the stuff only goes up to 720p, it'll upscale that too, to 1080p if you want. That's what's great about the FrameMeister. It's got everything on it, except coax, which I don't know why you'd want to upscale that anyway. You want RGB because it's the best picture. It's the best signal, which gives you... I was explaining this to Brandon before we started the stream, that you want the purest signal possible to get the best quality on the upscale. That's all it is. If you don't have RGB, you could still use the FrameMeister. I didn't have RGB at first when I first got the FrameMeister. It's crazy how those spikes don't hurt you when they're not powered on.
Oh, I know. It's like
even though they still look quite sharp.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
In a Castlevania game, we'd be dead.
So when I first got the FrameMeister, I just used composite with it, and it still looked way better than composite going straight into my capture card. You know, and because it was outputting a 720p or 1080p image to the capture card, I was then able to do 60 frames a second. So not only was the picture cleaned up, but the frame rate was better, so it was like a double whammy. And people noticed the improvement immediately when I first streamed with the FrameMeister. And then they noticed another huge improvement when I went RGB. People started asking me if I was using emulators now. I was like, nope. That's the RGB in the FrameMeister. You know, if I had known better, I would have done it sooner. But I don't know. For a long time, I couldn't justify the price of the FrameMeister. I had an old friend that always ragged on me because I wouldn't give it a try. But I don't know. Just for a long time, I didn't feel like it was necessary. But it wasn't until I really started streaming and I was looking at other people's streams, and I wanted better quality.
Get some life here real quick. There we
go. Sea snake? Oh jeez, Ed. Scottish accents are actually cool though, Red Dwarf.
I actually know a couple
I like Irish accents too if they're not too like pronounced. I mean I love British accents as well.
I like British accents, like James Bond.
James Bond. But yeah, the point is, Andy, you're still out there. You don't need RGB for the FrameMeister, but you want it if you want the best quality upscaled image possible. And a lot of your consoles do RGB by default. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo, Sega Saturn, stuff like that. PlayStation, PlayStation 2. You just need to buy the cable. That's it. So S-Video is a good compromise, though. Like, it still has really good quality through the FrameMeister or component.
It's still not dead. Wow. Well, the earlier
He's a
today...
ghost that refuses to die, but isn't he already dead?
Well, I'm trying not to use the super missiles because the super missiles will make him go berserk, and it'd be a lot harder to kill.
I want to see him go berserk.
Okay. Oh yeah. He looks bright. I never knew ghosts did that. When they die, they just kind of go zigzag. Ready to walk in the water, man? Like the water boy. Water boy.
So we still have to go to Meridia.
Yep, we have Meridia. So we have Dragon, which we're gonna show Tony and everybody else.
Did we go to the? Did we go to Ridley's Lair right after that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually halfway through the game.
A little bit more than halfway, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not going to take us long at all to go through Meridia. Nor will it take us long to get through Ridley.
Yeah, so, I have actually beaten, Hyperzone just in the last year for the first time. I need to play through it again so I can do a Let's Play on it.
Hyperzone.
It's a pretty cool game. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just kind of like, it's cool.
What's Hyperzone like?
Like a third-person shooter, think like, early type of Star Fox type of game, you know, on rails space shooter. Uses like the Mode 7 visual style like F-Zero does, and so you could tell it was more like a tech demo than like a fully fledged, fleshed out game. But I mean, some people say the same thing about F-Zero, but I love F-Zero. I mean, Hyperzone is kind of cool though. I like it a lot more now than I did back in the day. Now that I finished the game and I've seen the whole thing. So,
Man, F-Zero is such a great game, man. Watching that F-Zero X or that F-Zero GX stream that you guys did, they did it a couple months back. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, Tyler, they usually just call them on-rail shooters. Space Harrier, Afterburner, Hyperzone, Panzer Dragoon, Star Fox,
Wow, Space Harrier.
etc.,
Wow.
etc.
That's a fun one to play. Space Harrier.
GX is amazing. Yeah, we did a live stream on that a few weeks back, and that was pretty fun. Yeah, I really hope they do not remake this game. They do not need to remake this game. Someone last week was like, I hope they remake this game, and I'm like, no. No, don't say that.
What's your Metroid?
Yeah. You don't need to remake this game. It's
Yeah,
perfect as is.
With like, what, 2 hours of tutorial in the intro?
Yeah! They would probably make a 2-hour tutorial intro. And you know, like, this entire time you could have beaten the original Super Metroid. Because that really enhances the game, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's Nintendo. They know better than that. Well, I don't want to give them too much credit, because there was Zelda Skyward Sword. Where it takes you 2 hours just to get out of the first area.
That Twilight Princess was like that too, man.
Oh yeah, Twilight Princess. It was like, go look at my birds. Now go tend to my horses. Now go get the hogs in. Now go find my cat. And
then you had to like turn into some wolf or whatever, and it was like, alright, really?
well, I heard the wolf parts weren't bad, but one of the things that kept me from getting into those later Zelda games was the fact that they took way too long to get started, and I lost interest by the time. I lost interest well before things even started to get interesting.
But
You know.
but the newer Zelda game, you really enjoyed that one though.
Oh god, Skyward, Breath of the Wild was amazing. Because they throw you right in. You know? It's like classic Zelda. It also helped that it was beautiful to look at.
The graphics were really good in that one.
Maybe they could add a half an hour of Samus whining. That would make it. That would enhance it too. Yeah, right. Said no one ever. Other M.
Oh yeah, no.
We're gonna go through Other M on stream sometime. Maybe not on YouTube, because I like to be familiar with the games before I play them on YouTube. Unless it's just like a crazy variety stream like I've done before. Yeah, I bought Zelda on Wii U because I figured it was going to be the last big title in the system, and I just kind of wanted to see it out on a high note, since I've had a Wii U since the beginning. Tyler says Other M is a pile of nope. Nope. No thanks.
It's a big pile of nope.
I hear the gameplay's fine in Other M, but for a lot of people, like, the story just really brought the game down. You know, you've got 5 or 6 games beforehand of Samus being a total badass, and Other M just has her being this total emo pansy chick.
And she wasn't even that buff.
Put on some black mascara while you're at it, Samus, and just have it drip down your cheeks. 'Cause you really sound like someone that would be like that.
Well, back in the early day, in the comics, she looked like that. She was buff, you know. And then in Other M, she was like really skinny and like, you know.
Alright, see you, Leo. So Other M was actually linear? I didn't know that. I thought you still had to, like, backtrack a little bit. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people like the Metroid Prime games. I've got the first one on GameCube. I'm gonna give it a try sometime in the near future.
Metroid Prime 1 is a very, very, very good one. In fact, I think that's a... well, I never played Part 3.
Probably the best Metroid outside of Super Metroid?
Yeah.
Or would you... Well, because you never finished the Game Boy Advance ones, though, right?
Well,
you never really played through Fusion or Zero Mission.
I got through the end of the game in Fusion.
Yeah?
That was a really cool one.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to play Fusion than it was to play the remade Metroid or the old NES Metroid. No, Metroid Fusion's one
Too few inputs, yeah.
Or was that Metroid Zero Missions?
Zero Mission one was the one that was a remake of the first game.
Yeah, see, Zero Missions was the one I played.
Oh, and at the end of Zero Mission, it goes into like stealth mode.
Yeah.
So that's the one you play through. Oh, you need to play through Fusion.
Because I played through Fusion, I got through about a couple hours in that game when I was still living here.
Yeah, you still had a long ways to go, though, I think.
That was a fun one to play, though. It was an interesting way that it was going. It was fun. We are on our way to Meridia.
Hey, see ya, Mark. Thanks for stopping in as always, man. Well, yeah, Tony, I mean, the original Metroid came out at a time where... I don't know. Yeah, it just... I don't even know what I'm saying. The original Metroid is very repetitious, yeah. It's very easy to get lost in that game.
Oh, man. It's very easy to get lost in that one.
But that's why Zero Mission's great, because it pretty much fixes a lot of the problems with the original Metroid. Yeah, you have way more energy tanks than I did for the same amount of time. Remember, like, I only got 3 extras.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? I must have just been blazing through the game without paying attention. Because I started playing this on Twitch about a year to a year and a half ago. And, yeah.
And we're gonna pick up one more E-tank before we head to Meridia.
Okay.
Because there's, I think, 1 in Meridia, and then 2 in Norfair. No, actually, I think there's 3 in Meridia.
Yeah.
That's right, though. We'll try to get a couple. A few more, I guess.
What's behind door number 4?
Missile recharge station.
400, I mean.
Alright, let's see what's behind this door. Missile recharge. Don't need it. Darn.
Yeah, new Metroid? Team Ninja? Yeah, I'm down for that. And then you start playing it. Samus is like, I'm so lost right now. What do I do? You're just like, did I just buy a dating simulator? I'm a little conflicted here, Samus.
And then she busts out like a bottle of vodka.
I can't rag on Other M too much because I haven't actually finished the game, but I've seen a lot of reviews on it, and I've seen story parts throughout the whole game, and I've seen gameplay, and I'm just like, something that just keeps me from popping that one in and giving it like an honest try.
Well, because I think when I was still living at Mom's house years ago, you bought it, and we both played it, and you and I were both like, "What the heck?" You know, like what the heck is this?
Yeah.
You know.
Drixel, yeah, Brandon and I both like Metroid 2.
Metroid 2 is a very cool one.
I mean, it's a classic. It hasn't aged the best, but I think we both have a soft spot for it.
I can go through Metroid 2 anytime.
Who's getting the SNES Classic next month? Probably no one!
Oh, they have an SNES Classic now?
Because they freaking canceled all the pre-orders a few weeks ago, which I'm still aggravated about.
What? So they had like
they launched pre-orders on Walmart's website. I actually managed to get one. It was sold out in like 40 minutes. And then a week later, they canceled all the pre-orders because they pre-ordered they put it up for pre-order too early, quote unquote.
Oh, that's messed
Give me a
up.
break, dude.
That's
yeah.
messed
So
up.
now it's gonna go on pre-order again eventually, and I'm probably gonna miss out and never get one. So.
We are on our way to Meridia.
More like 40 seconds. No, it was definitely up there for a while. I got notified right away from Tony, and I pre-ordered one, and it was there for a while after I had pre-ordered mine.
You know,
yeah, the thing about the SNES Classics is I really want one for Star Fox 2. You know, there's talk that the ROM on there is going to be the full thing that's never been released to the public before. Like, the ROMs floating out there are like 95% done at best. They're not like 100%. And the way I look at it is that SNES Classic isn't much more than a repro of Star Fox 2. I'm not gutting a Super FX cart, which that's something I don't like about repros of games like that, is you're gutting existing Super FX games. You're going to eventually make the price of Super FX games go up across the board because of making repros of Star Fox 2. And the thing about Star Fox 2 is I think you need a Super FX 2, so people have to gut like Doom and stuff like that to get that.
Oh, wow.
And I think Yoshi's Island as well, which is kind of depressing to me just thinking about it.
It's pretty wild.
I could be a jackass and just be like, well, if it makes my copy of Doom go up in value, then whatever. But no, I don't think like that. Now that I have a complete copy of Doom on Super Nintendo, I should just think like that. That's so cool.
Want to see something even cooler?
Yeah, I feel the same way, Tyler. I'm not a huge fan of Mercury Steam, so I'm cautious. We've talked about this several streams in a row now, but I am definitely cautious about their Metroid 2 remake.
Check this out.
Oh, I am checking it out. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, cool.
I love that. That always gives a good thrill, you know, when people go, "Wow, that's so cool, man." Never knew
Yeah,
about
no,
that."
I agree, Drixel. Yeah, we still like it. I still love that intro. Not intro, but like the first area theme on Metroid 2. That's a
Yeah.
great theme. Yeah, I mentioned it before, but yeah, I mean, it's not just Star Fox 2 that is great on the SNES Classic, but you've got other games that flashcards currently can't handle, like Yoshi's Island and Mario RPG and Kirby Superstar. I think I looked at it and there was like 5 or 6 games on the SNES Classic that flashcards can't replicate right now. So I mean, it's a great value for even flashcard owners just because of that. So, I mean, if you're like an original hardware kind of person. So, I would love to have a SNES Classic. I mean, I guess technically it still is emulation. I could just emulate them, but that's, I don't know.
I've always liked playing games on the original console.
Yeah, same here, Brandon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I do everything on original hardware now, unless I absolutely can't record something, like if it's like a handheld system, you know. Then I'll resort to emulation. Like I used Game Gear emulation footage for my Zoop video a couple months back, because I had no way to capture a Game Gear. There are AV mods for Game Gear though, but you know, I'm not skilled enough to do something like that.
Alright, we finally got it. And
Well, the
now-
FPGAs inside the flashcards, I don't know if they're not strong enough to replicate the Super FX chip, or if it's just they just haven't done it yet. Like the SD to SNES, I think they said theoretically the power should be there to eventually emulate something like maybe Super FX. But right now it's just not there yet. In older FPGA flashcards, like the Super EverDrive version 2, definitely don't have the strength to ever do Super FX or some of those other special chips that are used in like Mario RPG. Hey, Taylor, Yahtzee. How you doing, man? I mean, there's a lot of reasons I don't go the emulation route. It's not just it's not really about being a purist as much as it is like there's input lag in emulation. I have to play on a computer, and I don't know. I like just using the original hardware, original controller. I have more flexibility with real hardware, so I can get emulation-like picture quality, but I can still use it on my old CRT. You know, I have 3 screens I can have it hooked up to all at the same time. I can't really do that through an emulator, you know? So there's flexibility, there's less input lag, and I think real hardware with a flash card is the best of both worlds. So you're getting the ROM usage like you do with emulation, but you get the benefits of real hardware. Original controller, no input lag, you know, purist compatibility, things like that, when it comes to, you know, hardware quirks and things like that. You're gonna get the nicest picture that looks, you know, the most genuine. No screen tearing or anything you might get with emulation sometimes. No V-Sync issues. Yep, tonight's guest is my brother,
Yep.
Taylor.
And we're gonna fry Dragon right now.
So Taylor Douglas out there in chat, he's Yahtzee over on Twitch. He tunes into a lot of my streams.
That's cool. I think I might have actually seen him on here a couple times.
Nice, Red Dwarf. Zoop is a fun game. I love Zoop.
Zoop is a fun game, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate Yoshi's Island way more now than I did as a kid. Yoshi's Island is a really good game. You should play that again. I have the Japanese one, if you want to borrow it sometime.
I think I beaten that one. I beat Yoshi's Island.
Because it doesn't work on the flash cart.
I beat Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Story. Yoshi's Island, I think, is a little better than Yoshi's Story. But yeah, Yoshi's Island's a really fun game. I agree.
Yeah, Sinful, it's because we had to stop the first stream. Because of, people were complaining about the mic setup. So I had to go and stop the stream to set up a different mic so we could start fresh. But I would hope that people would just see it in their subscription feeds. I mean, that's how I find live streams, but I don't really watch from mobile, though. I always just watch from the PC.
Actually, I'm going to save it up here real quick. Just in case.
Also works with 32X ROMs, Tyler. Yeah. I don't know, Sinful. I have no idea, man. I don't have control over email notifications on YouTube, so... Yeah, I don't have control over YouTube email notifications. So, if I knew, I would totally tell you why. But...
Alright, here you go, the showdown that Tony has been waiting for the night. There you go, Tony, this one's for you. And this is how you do it. Alright, now we're gonna want to get this. Stand around the corner over here. Actually, it's not gonna really matter. So is this. It takes a couple of times to get Dragon to get moving.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. We'll get it. Try to get a little closer here. What? That is so weird. That's never happened before. Alright.
I love how some of the music in this game sounds like Super Castlevania 4. That's
Oh,
like an
yeah.
instant win in my book.
Yeah, actually, this does have a Castlevania 4 kind of vibe to it. Alright, here we go. Let's fry him.
What if you try to get closer to the left side?
Alright. Let's get over here to the side.
There you go.
Because there's one over here, too.
Oh, you didn't... Yeah.
See, Dragon automatically brings you to the center.
Oh, okay. Do you have to wiggle him back and forth like that, or does he do that? Yeah, it looks like you're mistiming it.
That's never happened.
Let's dance!
That's never happened. Did you see him? He was going...
Drago was like, hey, baby. Can I scratch your back? Does that feel good, honey? You look so concerned for you. There we go. Leonardo, yeah, I'm not playing. Brandon's playing, so... Yeah, just another heads up for anyone out there that's watching. Brandon is the player of the evening.
I'm the player
I'm just
of the
watching
evening.
and reading chat.
Oh, yeah. Looks his phone's here. There you go. Now for the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, the babies won't last long, considering the whole planet explodes anyway. Doesn't that make you feel kind of bad now, thinking about that? There's lots of innocent creatures in this planet, and the whole thing just goes at the end. Everyone dies, except you. And maybe 3 animals. 4? I don't remember. It's not many. Hey, see you, Red Dwarf. Thanks for stopping in, man. Hey, David M. Screw attack.
Actually, this is a space jump.
Space jump.
Screw attack's coming up right now, or soon.
Well, you could always just use your charge ability and have it be like a fake screw attack.
Fake screw attack.
Fake screw attack. Is Brandon gonna stay for Twitch? My guess is probably not.
I'll probably roll out a few minutes after I'm done with this stream.
After the stream's over.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna play on Twitch. I was hoping I was gonna get my Nuon games in the mail today, or some more PS1 imports, but that didn't happen.
All that life. Oh yeah. Plasma beam.
I don't know. I liked Chrono Trigger, but I honestly didn't really start caring about the story until, what, 80% of the way through the game.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger does have kind of a weak story.
But once it, like, really kicks off, you're like, oh, that's deep.
Well, especially when, like, especially when you
or,
have to
like,
go back
that's effed
and...
up. Thanks, you just killed, like, 1,000 people.
Or, like, when you had to go and revive Chrono, and you had to get the Chrono doll. That, like, from there on was really, really deep. But I thought it was a pretty cool concept that there's a lot of time differences, like whatever affected in the past affected, you know.
The big thing about Chrono Trigger for me is I just wasn't really engrossed by the actual role-playing gameplay. You know, the combat system just wasn't that fun to me. But I also played it 20 years after it came out, so...
Actually,
more like 25 years after it came out.
One of my favorite combat systems or RPG styles is like the Secret of Mana style.
No, it was
where the enemies are on the screen and
came out. Sorry. What was that again?
The combat style, like a Secret of Mana. To me, I think that's the best style.
Yeah, that's action RPG. Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like I like Final Fantasy VI, where the battles are like really snappy.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And your characters have a lot of, I don't know, fun abilities to me. I didn't find some of the extra abilities in Chrono Trigger to be really any special. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of pointless abilities in Chrono Trigger.
Like, I love, like, the tools in Final Fantasy VI, or, like, with Cyan, you know, his sword abilities, and...
The Blitz with Sabin, and...
Yeah, exactly.
With Gaio, you could, like...
But that made the combat interesting. It was almost like Mario RPG, where... You know, the combat was interesting in that because you could, like, you had the time attacks and stuff like that, and that made the battle system more fun for me, made it more interesting. I didn't really get that from Chrono Trigger. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, Sleeves, is that, yeah, I mean, Secret of Mana is a totally different type of battle system. So, yeah, you don't really compare those to turn-based RPGs. But, that said, I love Xenoblade Chronicles, and that's more of like an action combat system.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a hybrid of turn-based and action, in that it's kind of action, but you still have to wait for like the cooldown on all your attacks, your abilities. So there's a little bit of wait, but not much. That fast-paced nature is just it's a lot of fun to me in that game. When you think about Secret of Mana, it's on Virtual Console. You can also play it on flash cards. So I mean, just buy a flash card, guys. Do it now. Yeah.
Get to the chopper. There you go.
Get to the flash cards. Do it now.
Get to the flash card. Buy a flash card now.
Yeah, Brandon likes the PS1 Tales of Destiny games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tales of Destiny 1, wow, yeah. Great game. Great game. The second one, I played a little bit of it, but I would love to actually play it if the price is cheaper. If the price is right, you know, and like not so expensive.
I played a little bit of Xenogears, Leonardo. I don't know. I didn't really get into it. I tried playing it a couple of years ago. I mean, the Xenogears just kind of slow to start. Brandon, what would you say? You've beaten that game a lot.
I've been in the game once.
Just once? But I know you've played it a lot, though.
Yeah, I played it was about 80 hours. I played it back in the day and didn't get really far because of other games to play. But the Xenogears kicked off pretty good. I thought Xenogears overall wasn't too bad. But if you want a mind headache, I'd play the Star Ocean games. Star Ocean, both the Second Star story and Till the End of Time, very good stories. Like it's his message with you big time.
I mean, Xenogears is one of those games that, like, it's like Final Fantasy VII, where, like, I feel obligated to go through it eventually. But I'm not in a rush to do so.
I think Xenogears is pretty fun, though. It had, like a combo system, which is pretty neat.
I mean, as I've gotten older, I play less and less role-playing games. It's mostly just fast-paced action games now. And I kind of blame that a little bit on you, because you would play so many RPGs back in the day, and we would have the systems in my room a lot of the time, like the PlayStation, and you would come into my room while I was working on computer stuff, and you'd play the role-playing games. I would see the games to completion, and I think that's why I never wanted to go back and play them, because Brandon always played them when I was younger. And I watched him play them. Same with Metal Gear Solid. Not an RPG, but it's another genre that I never got into.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, man. The first Metal Gear game is great.
I blame Brandon for not getting into those games.
What, Metal Gear? I beat Metal Gear.
Uh-huh. A lot.
Yes, I beat that game a lot.
The Resident Evils, same way.
Oh, yeah, man. I love the original Resident Evil games. Good stuff.
Tokyo Mirage? I have no idea about it, Tyler. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it doesn't really look like my cup of tea.
Guess what it is? Screw Attack! Well, I remember back when you had Panzer Dragoon Saga. I paid you my allowance money so I could rent out your room so I could play the game. I was like, dude, let me play Panzer Dragoon Saga. Okay, here you go. Here.
I don't even remember that, but I'm sure I probably did it. I was a scumbag to my brother growing up. I feel bad about that.
Well,
but that's what older brothers do, right?
going through the wall like it's nothing.
Right. Ryan goes, that's low. I guess. Oh man. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, I felt the same way, Tyler, about Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, it kind of got me interested in role-playing games again. The story was great for me. The environments were incredible. The soundtrack was phenomenal. And the combat, specifically, was just a crap ton of fun. I mean, Brandon even liked Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, that's a great game, man.
I don't think it had as big of an impact on him, though, as it did me. But he also plays a ton of RPGs.
Well, out of all the RPGs I've played, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is one of the ones that doesn't really get that old.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy 15, I'm almost beating that game for the second time. That's a pretty fun one to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are torn on that game. There's a lot of people that either love it or hate it.
Yeah, it's a... What the heck? There you go.
Christopher, I have not played The Last of Us, no. If I ever get a PS4, I'll either try to play the remastered version, or maybe I'll just buy a cheap copy of the PS3 one. I will say there's a lot of those modern games that are like heavily cinematic in nature. They don't really appeal to me. People always like rave about like the Uncharted games, and I watch gameplay videos of them. I'm like, that looks totally scripted. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel very engaging to me.
A buddy of mine at work is all about the Uncharted series, and I went online to check out some of the and see what this some of the story was, and I was like, this doesn't really seem like it's in my alley, you know.
I don't know. There's, I guess, the way I look at it. If I want big budget Hollywood stuff, I'll just go watch a big budget Hollywood movie, and it just feels like that's what a lot of popular games are these days, and it's been like that for 10 years at least. But that's not to say like games can't have fast-paced action and, you know, require lots of skill and stuff like that. But just the stuff I see on some of these modern games, it doesn't really appeal to my tastes in gameplay style. Last of Us wasn't scripted in the same way Uncharted is? Okay. I'll definitely check it out sometime, Christopher. I know a lot of people rave about Last of Us in particular. And I think I actually have either the first, or I might even have the first and second Uncharted's. So if I play them, I'll play the originals just to see where they kind of came from. A lot of times I feel like some of the earliest games in these franchises are the most unique and full of gameplay sometimes. Like Gears of War was like that. Like 1 versus 2. 1 was like the way better game. Did you skip the spring ball?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's what Tony was asking. Sea Snake? I mean, if the Switch is popular, I mean, Nintendo might be more likely to revisit some of those old franchises.
How do you get these guys to change color again? Oh, there we go.
Just shoot them, Brandon.
Because you can only shoot. Because you can only kill them when they're yellow.
Symphony of the Night. I'm trying to debate whether I'm going to do a Let's Play on that, or I might just do a live stream on Symphony of the Night. I have the Japanese version now in PS1.
Oh, I beat that version too. The Japanese version of the PlayStation. Yep. You had it years ago. It was fun.
Alright, Ridley Scott, come on. Let's get this over with already.
Ridley Scott. Yep, Ridley Scott.
I already played through the entire thing. Sea Snake, I haven't played through it on YouTube, though. I haven't done Symphony of the Night on YouTube. So yeah, I played through Symphony on Twitch, but I haven't done it on YouTube yet. And I did Castlevania Order of Ecclesia a few weeks back. So I definitely want to, you know, keep going with some of those Metroidvanias. I'll most likely do Symphony of the Night later this year, along with Dawn of Sorrow, for sure. So stay tuned for that, guys. Ridley Scott. He does sort of look like a xenomorph.
Yeah, well, actually, that's the whole idea. Is that the alien and everything like that. Oh, come on, man. Are you gonna die?
What have you got the auto refill?
There you go. See, it's weird, 'cause I don't know if... I don't know. I'm still trying, because I'm...
Oh no, I'm gonna do area eventually, Sleeves. It's just I need to run through area on Twitch first before I do that. I've already run through most of Dawn on Twitch, so a Dawn of Sorrow stream will probably happen really soon, actually. Sooner than later. Screw attack!
Screw attack. And now we're off to the final... Now we're off to Mother Brain.
Sea Snake I did not, no. I wonder if it's any good. You should drive up here, man, and we'll go see it. I don't go watch movies anymore, honestly, because I've got no one to go see movies with.
I watched John Wick 2 last week on Xbox or my
nice,
Xbox.
man. I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's great. It's equally as good as the first one, I think.
It is?
Yes.
Wow. It's rare sequels do that.
Actually, I think some aspects of it kind of takes it higher.
Takes it, like...
Well, like the fight
takes
scene,
it to another level.
Well, like the fight scenes are really awesome. That
yeah.
game. Like nicely choreographed. You know, kind of like the first one. Good story too. The John Wick movies has its own like style to it.
Yeah, the level up system in Symphony was fine. The thing about that system is it adds even more risk to your boss fights and stuff like that. Because it's not just about, say, not having enough energy tanks or something like that, but you also take way more damage and you do less damage. So, I don't know. It's a different dynamic and I like it. The thing about Symphony of the Night is, where Super Metroid's all about balance, Symphony of the Night is just all about we're gonna toss in the whole kitchen sink and some. And that's what's beautiful about Symphony of the Night is there's so much crap in that game that I'm still discovering stuff about that game today that I didn't know about, you know.
Oh, Symphony of the Night? Yeah, that's a pretty.
Using like the shield abilities and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
That's a fun game. Very fun game. I beat that game a lot too. I probably beat that game at least once every year.
It's simply a nice kind of game you could play for all eternity, but for like different reasons than you would play Super Metroid for the rest of your life. You know.
That's very true. Very true. Oops. There we go.
Sea Snake, don't worry, man. Andy doesn't like a lot of things. I think you'll enjoy it just fine. Trust me on this one.
So we're gonna save the animals, right?
Save the animals. Save the pizza. Oh wait, wrong game.
Pizza. You know, instead of Paperboy being called Paperboy, it should be called Pizza Boy. You like delivered pizza. You like delivered
Dude,
pizza.
so what you do a ROM hack of Paperboy and make a Pizza Boy.
You're like a
Turn him
dog.
into like a little like
Pizza delivery boy
like a
or
big
something.
wheel car or something. And like he's got a pizza sign on top.
And you're throwing
It's
pizza.
totally random, dude.
And you're throwing pizza out everywhere. Death by pizza. or like
Andy, you gotta also know that I've known Sea Snake for, you know, a good 18 years now or so, so trust me, I know his tastes. I also know how flexible he is in his tastes, so... Like, I know Sea Snake in real life, unlike most of you guys out there. Screw attack! Yeah, I feel the same way, Sleeves. Like, with Bloodstain, I'm definitely optimistic. You know, especially as a backer that's basically prepaid for the game. I've got some issues with it already, for sure. But I have hopes that it'll still be fun. It'll still be worth playing. Yeah, no, I agree there too, Sleeves. Like, I wish they went with sprite work, but you know, apparently they called a vote on like the visual style, and everyone, you know, the majority vote got, or sorry, the majority vote was what they currently went with, which is sad because they had more appealing looking visual styles in my opinion. So. I mean, it's quite possible the existing style that they're currently going with will be improved by the time the game releases. One can hope, anyway. Screw attack, wall jump!
Oh yeah, see,
I was gonna say you could just, yeah, keep
Yeah.
doing that. I was like, why are you wall jumping? Hey, Burf, what's going on, dude? Screw attack!
Oh yeah.
Double whammy. Double whammy.
It's actually a pretty hard game, is Judge Dredd.
Oh, jeez, we don't need to talk about that game.
The password system is so messed up in that game. It's hard.
You want a messed up password system? Play Faxanadu again.
It's harder to get passwords in Faxanadu.
When you're playing it on a CRT, like the L looks like a 1, but it could also be a capital I. You just don't know. The
like,
0 could be an O, or a 0, or maybe you don't even know if it's a capital O or lowercase o.
So even even like the game testers themselves are having a hard time.
No, Andy, I don't think anyone wants to play Hide Light. So, anyone in their right mind, anyway. Yeah, just exactly. Sleeve says, just don't play Hide Light. That's my answer to that. Are you going up?
Yep.
That's because that was the exit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. We have to go to the entrance. Hey, look at that. Go there. Go there.
Oh, down there?
Go there. What's in there? What's behind door number 5037? More enemies.
It's a map pack thing, or map attack, or... There you go.
The gold transfer code from Golden Sun? Is it really that long? Holy crap. Sorry, what did you get? I was looking at the chat.
Oh, this is like a map decoder thing.
Can you go back so I can see it? I'm just kidding, Red. Don't do it. I just wanted to see what you would do. Leonardo. I've done 2 Let's Plays on that game, and a couple of live streams on Twitch. One of those Let's Plays was with Brandon here, yours truly.
Oh, Castlevania?
Donkey Kong Country 1.
Oh yeah, man. The 101%. That was a good one.
I mean, I can eventually live stream it again, just not anytime soon, because I did 2 Let's Plays of it in just not even the last year. There's a link cable option. Nice. That would be the ideal solution. That's evil Sea Snake. Writes down password for the first level, gives it to his friend, tells him it's for the last level. Alright, this is the last stretch, guys. Sea Snake, sometimes games would loop, and like Low G Man, for instance, it had a password for stage 1, and But you'd get a different password for stage 1 on the second loop or the third loop, where it gets more difficult. So there's situations like that. Other times it's just, I don't know, it makes no sense. But other times, in the case of like Low G Man, it does make sense.
It's like a laboratory. Oh, yeah, that's right. We gotta kill these guys. Actually. There we go.
I have never considered a stream of Guardian Legend because I've never got really anywhere into that game, so I don't know, maybe if I learn how to play it, we'll do it, but it's one game a lot of people seem to love, and it never grabbed me. So, I don't know, we'll see. If it happens, probably not anytime soon. Tyler, we're not going for 100%, man. We're just gonna beat the game, that's it, and we don't plan on maxing out this save file or anything, so we appreciate the worry, but it doesn't really matter, honestly. I mean, the next time I play this game, I'm just going to start a new game myself.
Yeah.
Because I did think about doing a dedicated Let's Play. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours, but I don't know. With this live stream, I might not do a dedicated Let's Play. Some of these like longer games that take 2 to 3 hours, like or 4, I getting into the habit of just relegating into live stream and not dedicated Let's Play.
There we go. Alrighty. Let's go get our energy blowing out of us.
Screw attack!
You know what used to get me... You know what used to scare me a lot when I was younger was seeing this little big Metroid just coming by, floating around the screen.
Oh yeah. Hey, buddy!
Look how scary that thing looks. Oh my goodness. Look, can't even run away. Or can you? Got me. That's actually pretty clever on how they built this last part of the game like that.
I'm hearing like watery, bubbly sounds even though we're not underwater. I'm confused, conflicted.
It's supposed to be like sounds of vials bubbling up of Mother Brain's experiments.
You know what it was also creepy, Tony? Barbie for the NES. You should try it sometime. Oh no! We can't get out now! Sorry, Tyler.
No, you play Barbie for Nintendo?
Yeah, this is pretty much it, man. We're towards the end. Of course, I guess having the spring ball would have helped a little bit here. SpaghettiOs, SpaghettiOs.
Looks like SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs.
It's like a
Barbie. Oh, she looks pissed. Yeah, this was so cool back in the day when we saw this.
Oh yeah.
We just thought that it was just gonna end like the first Metroid. And then Mother Brain comes out and you're just like, what?
In the very end, even threw us in more of a curveball because of the hyper beam thing.
Yeah.
We're like, man, this guy takes forever.
Hey, Catherine.
Ouch.
RGB lighting! Mother Brain was the start of the RGB craze. It all began with Super Metroid. Super Metroid was such a pioneer. Dude, it sounded like Mother Brain was screaming lawyer too. Lawyer, lawyer. Lawyers are the root of all evil. You gotta remember that, Brandon. So
Oh yeah.
it makes sense. Here comes the feels.
Look at the music playing. It's the same as this theme right here. This is the ass-kicking theme. Time to save the animals.
Nicely done, Brandon. We need some 4/4 beats on here, man. Andy says, "Good job, Brandon."
Thank you, Andy. Now,
Screw attack.
screw attack. This is like a very long shaft.
Screw attack.
Screw attack. Here we go.
Shaft.
Shaft. Yeah, go on there? Oh well.
He had to pose for the camera on the way out. Hey, video game obsession. How are you doing? Yeah, the stream is about to end. We are at the very end of the game. Then we're gonna just chill out for a couple minutes and then end the stream. You should screw attack. Oh, I was gonna say screw attack all the way to the top until like the last second and see if you could just drop and go in right before it hits 0. You failed.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
The Metroid series ends here.
Well, let's see if we get the good ending. I mean, it's under 3 hours, so.
Oh yeah, it was totally under 3 hours. I'd say it's even less than 2.5. Because we did 15 minutes of testing, basically. Better late than never. That's right, man. Operation was completed successfully. Clear time 2:01.
That's not
Wow,
too
we
bad.
started really late. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's good
GG,
stuff.
Brandon.
Thank you. GG. Good game. GG. I got 33 people watching. Nice.
We had 40 something at one point.
Oh wow.
It fluctuates on YouTube. Usually goes from high 20s up to mid to high 30s. On a game like this, you know, it can go into the 40s. We had 50 something during Mega Man. It's like, geez, a lot of people like Mega Man. I'm gonna have to do Super Mario Brothers or something sometime. See what happens there.
Now it's gotta make sure if we got the good ending.
I know, right? Good job. You just blew up all sorts of intelligent life. That's what we were talking about earlier. Someone, like, when we killed Dragon, someone was like, oh, it's babies. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're going to blow up the whole planet anyway.
Huh.
I thought the mission was to eradicate the Metroids on Mother Brain, not kill all life on a planet. Would that send other planets in the solar system out of orbit and out of whack? And potentially cause even more chaos? You could have a chain reaction by blowing up a planet like that.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think? You'll send asteroids into all directions. They'll eventually land on other planets. Maybe wipe out all life there too.
Have like big.
Someone should get
rock,
serious about that and come up with a theory online.
Unless the
by winning in Super Metroid, you wipe out half the universe unknowingly.
Unless if like the blast was so strong it melted all the rock, but it would have to burn super quickly.
Hey, baby. So, I guess we got the good ending.
I guess so. Bam!
Does she always jump back into her suit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's obviously been a while since I've seen it. Wow, you got 75% too.
It would have been.
I mean, we missed out on a lot of stuff intentionally, so...
Yeah. Earlier when I played the game, I think I got like 72% item find.
Leo, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't have access to it, so... my predictions are someone will die. Yeah?
Yeah. Someone's gonna die, I guess. The only way to get past this is by actually physically...
Don't worry about it. We'll just leave it here then.
Alright.
Well, that's Super Metroid, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon, for playing that.
Anytime.
Anytime, he says.
I
Like
go
a
for-
boss.
I go for Metroid for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Metroid is edible?
Play it for breakfast, play it for dinner, or play it for lunch.
Probably. Have a nice night. Thanks, Leo. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Leo.
So yeah, we could chill out for another minute or two if anyone has any questions or comments or whatever. Yeah, I mean that was fun. Brandon was actually on vacation this week, so he told me about that last week, and I was like, you want to play Super Metroid on stream? And he was like, yeah, sure. So here we are. We just ran through Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys have asked me to do Super Metroid. It just at a 2-hour playthrough, it's just something that's, I don't know. I would have had to practice for a while to do a Let's Play on this. So this kind of like helps, gives you guys some Super Metroid content on my channel without me having to do a dedicated Let's Play. So that's nice. And I know you guys enjoy it. You guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed you guys hanging out. Some funny conversations tonight. And good times. Yeah, video game obsession. I usually go live around 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. So, yeah. So just a heads up for anyone else watching, in case like you want to catch the live streams. It's Thursdays at 9 p.m. for the foreseeable future, as far as I can tell. Probably till at least the end of the year, and then I'm probably by the, after the year's over, I'm probably gonna try to analyze like what my game plan is for YouTube if I want to keep up doing stuff as frequently as I am. So But until that happens, yeah, catch us here at 9 p.m. Thursdays. Well, not Brandon most of the time. He'll be in chat.
Yeah.
But tonight was an exception, so it was really cool having you, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, man, it was fun. I like some Metroid.
Our first Metroid game was the first Metroid game.
Yep, for Nintendo.
I don't video game obsession because I just do RGB and do a FrameMeister. But I do want to eventually get them for an old CRT I have, which takes component. So, but right now, yeah, I just do RGB through the FrameMeister. So, and same with Genesis. I want to eventually get the component cables for that, because I want to have another retro station, kind of like out in my main living room next to my HD display, in case I just want to play stuff out there. Come back more often, Brennan. See, I told you they liked you.
Mm-hmm.
It looks tired. How late did you? What time did you wake up today? He's like, no, I'm not playing the game. I'm starting to fall asleep.
About like 7:30.
Oh wow, you've been up a long time.
Oh, having a couple mixed drinks for breakfast in the morning probably didn't help much.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, vacation, you gotta take advantage of it, you know? How often can you have a whiskey and Coke in the morning, you know?
No, Brandon can't, Tony. I'm gonna do it with Simon's Quest. I'm gonna do a live stream of that game sometime. I don't know when it's gonna happen. If it's gonna be this year or sometime after that. But
that'd take a while to get through.
It would take about 3 hours to get through that game, start to finish. I think my Let's Play of that game was about 3 hours, and it was split into 2 parts. And that was about 4 years ago I did that. So it's due for an updated playthrough. Catherine, I will, yes. I'm actually going to go live on Twitch in probably the next few minutes, guys. I'm just going to eat some pizza, and then I'm going to crack open a beer. And go live on Twitch. I guess we'll probably play some Super Nintendo games since it's already hooked up. And I didn't really get anything in the mail today that I wanted to get. I mean, I wanted to get everything in the mail, but not the things I wanted to stream. So.
And I'm gonna head on out.
So people that want to hang out on Twitch, feel free to check me out on Twitch. I'm gonna link to my Twitch account. And I'll be going live there in just a few minutes. Yeah, no, there is sleeves. I don't really mind the original. I honestly don't mind the original because I already know what to do in the game. So, but yeah, for new players, I'd recommend doing the retranslated versions. Pilot Wings doesn't work on my flashcard, Tony. It's bugged up. I don't know why. Same with Mario Kart, actually. So.
Alrighty, you guys are welcome anytime. Nice.
I bought Steel Sea Snake, so that's what we're drinking again tonight, because it's so much cheaper. I mean, it tastes like crap, but it's high alcohol content, and it's a fraction of the price of other stuff. So.
Well, guys, I'm gonna head on out.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to head out too. Like I said, feel free to check me out on Twitch. Thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the playthrough, whether you watched it live or on the archive. If you watched it on the archive, feel free to post a comment below. Let me know you got this far. And, yeah, live streams every Thursday here, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do next week. Maybe it'll be Fact Xanadu. Maybe it'll be something else.
Always remember and never forget what happens when Samus and Mega Man shake hands. Because they can't, because they both have arm cannons for hands. Yeah, do we shake hands? Oh, sorry, we can't.
Yeah, take care, guys. See you, Drixel, Sleeves, Miku, Ryan, Sea Snake, Leonardo, Andy, Tony, Catherine, Video Game Obsession. Justin V, Tyler, Adam, Wayne. Wayne will be over at Twitch. And everyone else that's probably lurking, Bossum, Burf. Alrighty, guys, take care, and we or I will see you soon.